Do you think we will still have a bull run?
There's nothing new under the sun here. When my friends ask me, do you recommend that I invest in the crypto markets? I say, no, don't invest in the crypto markets. I say, what do you mean? Don't invest in crypto markets on your own.
How do you see that?
Answered your question by yourself.
Okay.
We lost the innovation in crypto and blockchain.
The markets crashed today, this morning, just an example. And everybody is crying, we lost all this money.
It's an interesting point of view, even though I don't agree 100%.
This will not happen. It never happened like this. I hope you don't want to have the speculation partner for me.
Tell me another way of monetizing the market right now.
You don't need to be all that clever, right? Because the markets read themselves. So we don't have a bull run market every day.
People don't trust, then there's no market principle existing.
And luck is very different than professional advice.
What's up, Iron investors? Welcome back to another epic episode, ICN.talks, the podcast where we aim to interview C-level executives, founders, real builders in our industry. In today's episode, we'll do a special story because what's cool is to interview one great investor, then we can interview two, right? So for this reason, guys, I invited two experienced investors in the UAE ecosystem. One of the most how would I say now, sophisticated ones, which I interview. Both of them, you guys, you've been here in ICN.talks on our podcast, Oliver, even twice. So let me introduce, please, Oliver von Wolff, CEO and founder of Helion Capital. Thank you very much for coming again.
Yeah, hi, Danny. Thank you very much for inviting again. It's always a pleasure coming to ICN.talks. I'm following you. You have great podcasts. I'm happy to be joined today with this topic. I'm 25 years mostly now in Dubai. Have since 2019 7 successful companies set up, partly exited, and now let's see what's coming next. So I'm interested in the talk today. I think there will be a lot of nice topics to discuss.
Yes, absolutely.
So looking forward.
Yes, absolutely excited to hear about your new updates. And the one and only Gustavo Montero. Thank you very much for coming back to ICN.talks.
Yeah, Danny, thank you very much.
The founder of and chairman of Carter Capital. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so it's just great to be with the two of you today. I've been here before. I work with Oliver. So it's been a very interesting year for us in the asset management of crypto. Happy to speak about that. Anything you want to ask?
Yes, so we can go straight to the point, gentlemen, because the audience is excited to hear about this. I invited you today because I want people to understand this market right now. It's a sort of market that everybody is waiting for this bull run to come, the big one, the huge one that all of us we've been waiting for, but still struggling. Yeah, still things are happening, but not at the scale that we want. When we have this feeling that okay, something is happening in the right direction, then is going back again. Like what's happening literally? Oli, can you start with this?
Well, I can only share my own opinion about this.
Yeah.
I think we had the bull run already, and we're going not in a bear market, but in a let's say side market, with up and downs. And I think that's a principal good market for the crypto. Because it keeps the speculators out and keeps the serious investors in. Volatility is still in the market. We see that Ethereum and other main stable coins or like cryptocurrencies. So I think it's a pretty good environment for doing still investments in cryptocurrencies. From a global perspective, let's say what we see, we have seen a lot of institutional investors coming to the market. Maybe not anymore with these big investments as they did before when the market was more down. But also, and we also see that most of them, they keep holding their BTC most likely or USDT. So I think it's a great market still to invest. Of course, investors should be more sophisticated. And not looking only for short returns or yields. And a lot of serious investors entered the market, which I'm very happy about it. And I think that's very good in principle for the investment market. We're coming from this, let's say, young, chic something. We all know what I mean. We had this in Dubai, 2000 to 2021. to a more serious market. And that's principally the environment actually where we with Helion are interested in. And we see a lot of institutional customer coming in and trying to buy bigger tranches of BTC, for example, or doing exchanges to USTD to be more liquid in the market. And I also think, unfortunately, the world situation supports the cryptocurrencies at the moment because people looking somehow to storage value, and they found out might be BTC is not so bad in the market, yeah. And they're also doing huge investments in the BTC market at the moment.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Gustavo, how do you see it from your perspective? Do you think we will still have a bull run, or are you on the same page with Oli that we already finished it?
I'm on the same page with Oliver and lots of things that I would say, but I would just say that there's nothing new under the sun here. I mean, if you look at the behavior of BTC, which is our reference currency, yeah? There's a reference currency.
Absolutely.
Cryptocurrency. You have had over the years multiple downturns and multiple upturns. This is just another one of them. Perhaps the difference this year is that, as you know, the crypto markets are run by macros, inflation, interest rates, things like that. And we've had recently very, very deep changes, particularly with the Fed going down a few points into their interest rate, also managing M1, which is the total amount of fiat currency we have in the market. So to be very, very straightforward, I think that, like Oliver said, we have had a bull run. If for professional firms such as ourselves or Helion Edge, or Carta Capital, we're always making money. That's a reality. We are in a situation where we have the right analysts, the right people, and we haven't lost any this year.
So you are saying, disregarded what's happening in the market, you should be able as an investor to monetize the market as it is.
Yeah, but I'd like to pick up on one point that Oliver mentioned, which I think is super important.
Please.
He mentioned about professional investors, no? I always tell, when my friends ask me, do you recommend that I invest in the crypto markets? I say, no, don't invest in the crypto markets. I say, what do you mean? You are... And as I mentioned, crypto markets, don't invest in crypto markets on your own. Go to firms like Helion, all right, or Carta Capital, whatever, where there are professionals that will advise you into how to get into these markets. I think that's the key difference, all right? Either you go professional or you don't. If you don't go professional, you probably lose a lot of money. If you go professional,
indeed,
there are strong chances that you will come up positive at the end of the year, for sure.
Yes. Oli, I want to come back to your thesis. Why do you think we already finished the bull market? Because what we have seen from my experience as well, it was just a big pump, of course, from we were sitting around 30,000-ish with the Bitcoin, and then we got this Bitcoin ETF approval, and then all the big boys, they jump on crypto, and that was the main fuel, right, for 73, the all-time high that we did. But that's just an institutional money. There was no retail out there, nothing. And how do you see that?
You answered your question by yourself.
Okay.
So, the big boys, they already invested principally in the market before. The ETF, what we saw is just open the market for additional investors who were not able investing with an own wallet, let's say, yeah. They needed an on-off ramp in a classical traditional financial world content, to invest in this kind of things, like family offices, which have in their constitution maybe that they cannot invest in digital currencies. And now with the ETF, it's a regulated product, it's a different story. But you mentioned it, it's we're still missing, and that's my thesis and what I see over the last years, most likely. We lost the innovation in crypto and blockchain.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned this last time.
I mentioned this last time. There has been changed nothing, and that's the reason why there's no really mass adoption. Yeah, so of course, young generation, they're getting older, and they get familiar with all of this kind of new technology, blockchain and crypto and this kind of things, but we don't have a mass adoption. Yeah, so the retail market, and this was principal in the last bull run which we had, it was a retail market. There were don't misunderstand, but normal people, yeah, investing $500 or $1,000 in crypto or in tokens. And
no, but
I don't think we have this environment at the
we
moment.
remember like the last bull run in 2021,
Yeah.
right? Together with the pandemic period, when Bitcoin it was $50,000, $60,000. People looking to sell their kidney to buy Bitcoin. It was hysteria out there in the market. Now Bitcoin is 63 and is like no one is here. Like is super boring.
Yeah, but boring it doesn't mean bad. Yeah, in this case. So, but as I said, you answered the question. We're missing the retail market, and in my opinion, we're missing the innovation part in blockchain and crypto. So that's unfortunately, in my opinion, the case. What makes it then also more difficult of launching new tokens, doing ICOs or something like this, yeah. And a lot of investors, they got more focused again in equity, so they're more interested like investing in equity because they lost a lot of money with tokens. And I think this has, but it might be changed when we have the elections in the US. Yeah, Trump is very
that's a big one this
like
year.
let's say pro crypto. Yeah,
Which one do you support? Do you have any?
Well, I'm
Favorite?
I'm principal supporting Trump.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I think the legalization of crypto, yeah, and especially making a regulation around it in the US, yeah, it's just a must. It's the biggest world economy, and they cannot like excluding it. Yeah. So I think and in my opinion, this would be goes in the right direction, and then maybe we're getting a higher mass adoption, because then it's getting open for pension funds. It's getting open for smaller investors. Yeah. So, and that's just to take what Gustavo said, it's still we're missing a regulation. Yeah. If we look to VARA, 9 months, 22 companies regulated.
We go back to,
Okay.
I mean, we
Yeah,
go
okay.
back,
So,
but
but,
we'll
what
go
I want
forward
to say
to
is,
that.
if you have a missing regulation, you have to look, okay, who of the guys is long on the market? And if we look to Dubai, it's only, let's say, a handful or 2 handfuls, yeah, which are still on the market if you compare who was here 2021 to who is still here 2024. I mean, we are 2 of these people, yeah. There are other ones outside, yeah, which I don't want to mention here, yeah, but they know exactly. So, but principally, go to these people and try to invest with these people because they are serious. They are still on the market. Yeah, they have done a good job, even in a let's say in a bear market. Yeah, so and they are still here.
Yeah, that's
so-
a proof that they
Yes.
know what they are doing.
Exactly. So and this is for me the point. You know, if you don't know who to follow, then principle you to follow the one with the most experience and been again or before in this situation.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think
clear.
that's maybe what Gustavo said. So I think that's really just check who was here 2021, check who is here, what has been changed, who been successful, and then you figure out, okay, that's not a lot. Yeah, there are some OGs. I mean, you had a lot of interviews and talks with these people, so we know all them by name. So, and I think be focused on this one to invest your money.
Yes, I got it. Gustavo, I want to ask you, coming back to your cycles, right? Thesis. You both you are in the same page mentioning that, okay, this bull run, it was institutional money, right? But also these guys, they need to make money, right? If they bought Bitcoin at 55, 60,000, they need to make money. So they need someone to sell to.
But you have to realize, I mean, this is one of the things I always say in the interviews, that you have to take really a longer view into the situation. September 2024, the price of Bitcoin is above 60, whatever this morning was 63, I think it was something like that. Well, just check the price September last year, right?
Okay.
You have a much lower price. You agree with that, no? There's been a tremendous increase in that.
Yes.
Then you check the prices for the main sort of what we call blue chip coins, you know, where everybody knows who they are. And you have the same situation when you have an upswing on all these currencies during the last 12 months. So the thing is, you know, I've been for 40 years in the financial markets, right? 30 years in the traditional markets and 10 years in the crypto market. And I always make this joke to people that says that the markets crashed today, this morning, right? Just an example. And everybody is crying, we lost all this money and whatever, trillions of dollars left. I mean, and they're lost. And then a week later, the market comes back, right? And everybody is happy saying, oh, we made all this money, we're all rich again. This is what happened. So I think that when it comes back to professionals like Oliver and myself, we don't look at those events that way. We look at these events in the longer term. And in the case of digital assets, in the long term, you have upswing. It's a little bit like the stock market in a certain way. If you look at the long term of this asset classes, you will have upswing. The difference is that in the crypto markets, the upswing is a lot more pronounced up when you actually are making money. We talk about the bull runs. So just to finish by saying that I think that we have entered, I agree with Oliver that we've had a bull run already, but we've entered into a new situation now with the new macro factors that I mentioned a minute ago. So I only see upswing going forward in what's happening. Oliver mentioned yet another very important factor. He says, with the stage in which the world is, all right? So if you look at the situation of the world today, you will understand that people are looking for hedging against all that. And obviously the cryptos offer that.
Yes, absolutely. Particularly Bitcoin is a good one.
Fully agree with Oliver on the institutional. I'm not going to add to that. But there's only one point when we talk about mass adoption. I have my own view on mass adoption, which is very specific. I think mass adoption is a question of generations. And I'll give you an example very quick.
Please.
My daughter is 18 years old. She just entered university in Paris 1 week ago, right? These kids that are 18 years old are going to be in 4 years in the market. They're going to be making money. They're going to be professionals somewhere, right? They will want their salaries in crypto. The reason is very simple. The only thing they knew or they know is tablets, iPhones, and computers. And playing games where they actually buy Leo Messi's t-shirt for a Satoshi. That's what they know. So I think the mass adoption that we're all looking for is around 3 to 4 years from now, when that generation comes fully into play.
I understand. Yeah, it's an interesting point of view, even though I don't agree 100%. They are
but I would like
full
to
of
add
tablets.
something. Yeah.
I think the new generation is really something that empowers the entire ecosystem. They are equipped with different brain, operating at different level, way faster, way, in a different operational system behind. So in this part, we are not really on the same page, but it's perfectly fine. Yes, Oli, please.
Yeah, I would like to add one part. It's the professionality in the crypto space. Yeah, a lot of people got rich with principle having no knowledge. Yeah. So, and if you talk
speculators.
The speculators, and I see them then very often sitting on these events and they're talking, I invest there, I do this. I had this, I think it was in our first talk. It's a different if I invest $1,000 or $5,000 of my own money in a token and I make, let's say, 1,000%. Yeah, to as me as an investor being responsible for third-party money, regulated, putting maybe 100 million in a token is not possible. It's just not, you cannot stake it. Yeah, you cannot scale it up. So, and on top, it's not my money, it's third-party money. Yeah, so, and if I talk with this guy who's sitting there, maybe driving a Lamborghini and sitting with all this, I don't know, on this tribune and think he's the biggest guy in the world, he never heard about Markowitz, portfolio theory, asset management, risk management, value at risk or whatever. So his principle, someone who is very uneducated. I'm not saying he's not successful, but I'm saying now we're in a stage where all of this kind of, let's say, market needs people who know what they're doing. And that's what he's saying. We get a generation coming from the universities. They grow up maybe with crypto. They have their first experience with this. And this is principle, the adoption then for what we're looking for.
Okay, I agree with you, but let me give you another scenario. Yeah. They don't want to follow this path. They don't want to go on being professionals, like following the same structure of legit investment fund, do your DD, invest in the team. No, they just found out like a shortcut, a different way to reach maybe the same end result like yours, right? In terms of finance, but it's just a matter of doing differently.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's bad.
And my question is not really
yes.
a master skill to know how to speculate. And
no,
this
it
is a
not what I'm
question for
saying,
you
but,
both.
But we talk about adoption on the market, professionalization of the market, getting institutional investors in, getting trust of retail people investing in this market. And this will not happen with some influencers or people who just invested their money and got rich with this. This will not happen. It never happened like this.
But that's part of the game, Oliver. Like the entire ecosystem of investment in the crypto space has been built like this, with people like you, legit investors who have a solid financial background, years and years of experience, but also from that NFT guy who minted a monkey or a dog with a hat or with a frog, whatever, and sold it for $500,000 to another one.
Again,
right?
Both sides are okay. It's just different if I investing my own money or I'm investing third-party money.
Yes.
So, and it's also, as I said, I mean, if you have let's say an ICO of a token, yeah, and they want to have a successful launch of the token, and now comes someone and says, look, I buy for 100 million all your tokens. Volatility is gone, the market is gone. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you are.
But if I buy for 1,000,
paper.
then there's other 1,000 people who are buying for 1,000. Then there's volatility in the token. Maybe two different exchanges where it is listed. Then you have brokers and you have traders, and and this is how you build the ecosystem. So ecosystem need both. Yeah. So I'm not saying, but now in the stage where we are, where things getting more professionalized, yeah. It's a different game, and we all want that. You just mentioned it. The question was, okay, where's the mass adoption on the retail market? Yeah, because not everyone is a speculator. A lot of people, they're working hard for the money and they are afraid of losing it. Yeah, because they need it for bad times, they need it for family, they need to buy the car or whatever. And
that's the avatar of a mature investor.
Yes.
But we have seen that this bull run, it was just Bitcoin and meme coins, like both extremes, right?
I
By the way, Gustavo, have you ever bought any meme coin? Have you invested in
coins? Yeah, of course we have done
yes,
that, but
that's very interesting.
But I wanted to go back to what Oliver is saying. This is so interesting what he's saying. Basically, he's referring to the stages in which a certain industry grow. No.
Yes.
If you take a parallel, just look at the web space. Internet space, perhaps that's the easiest way to. When we started with the internet space, there were thousands of Amazon companies trying to make it, all right?
At the starting point, of course.
So how many do we have right now? A few, right?
One
in Amazon, but you have other companies doing, it's the same thing with the crypto space. I'm one of these people that say that perhaps because I come from the traditional financial markets, that we will end up with a number of crypto coins similar to today's fiat currencies. If you just sit down and write down a list of the fiat currencies you work with, you may come to 10, the Swiss franc, the dollar, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? So in the future, I think that we're going to come to 10 on the crypto side. So we're going to have a similar thing where there are thousands. In the case of fiat is hundreds, but in the case of crypto is thousands of other currencies that nobody uses. So it is an evolution of the market, and as Oliver said, where the markets are professionalizing themselves. But I wanted to go back to the point before, in terms of the adoption and the new kids in the block, put it that way, all right?
Okay.
Because there's something specific that I have observed. This is personal experience. It's not something I read somewhere. we're asset managers ourselves, so we work with family offices that basically, as Oliver said, we professionally manage some of their assets.
Yes.
Those family offices are, I don't know if you know this, but there is, within the next 2 years, is around $90 trillion of money transferring from the old generation to the new generation. That is the number, right? It's a huge number. Just think about the fact that the entire amount of wealth in this world is $110 trillion. So, we're looking about... Anyway, so when you speak to these people, and you speak to the current head of the family office, who is perhaps a chap my age, all right? It's almost impossible to get through with him by talking about crypto or digital assets products. But then you have the kid who is now, 20-some, all right? Who is about to take over, and that guy calls you over and said, can I have a coffee with you? And then he will tell you, listen, the old man obviously is on his way out, all right? He doesn't understand that, and we perfectly understand he doesn't understand that. He grew up without calculators, a guy. He had, I saw my calculator in my 4th year of engineering school. You have to realize the first one I saw. So they don't understand that, but the new generation is all into it, and I think that we will see that within the next very, very short years. I'm talking about between 2 to 4 years, where we see that change, and that will bring what Oliver said is the professionals like us that will be advising those guys, right?
Yes.
That's what I think that
definitely is the right path when you are new to this type of money, right? And not just go there and then put your assets without any due diligence, without someone to explain you actually what's happening. I want to go further with this topic on how can we actually make money out of this market right now. And I know it's a big one, but is literally exactly what I want to hear from you. Like, how do you position your company, and what type of products do you think it is a good fit in this type of market?
I hope you don't want to have the speculation partner for me.
Well, it's a free market. I won't judge you. There is no judgment behind.
Of course, it's a free market. So look, I think there's a lot of good projects on the market which also doing ICOs. Yeah, and it's still the same rules as we had 2021. Yeah, so nothing has been changed. And to invest in these tokens is legit. Yeah, so that's number one.
Of course, the basic is the foundation. It will never change.
I mean, we all know this. Yeah. And let's say from Helion Edge part, it's like, so we're trying to build bridge products. So this means that we want to have exactly this legit older investor who's thinking about to get an allocation in his portfolio. And we're trying to build products for this kind of people. So 2019, I was working in shareholder in a company in Germany. We've been number 3 issuing a full regulated Bitcoin ETN to the German stock market, etc. Great product in my opinion, but it was too early for the market. Yeah,
timing was not good.
Timing was not good. I think now the timing is good for this kind of product. It still may be early because, as I said, when the US comes now and do the regulations and so on, then a lot of people will jumping on it, and then you have to be and then you have to be ready. You have to need the products ready, to say, look, I'm already here, invest in me. Yeah. So
what Helion Edge does exactly? What problem do you solve?
No, Helion Edge principle we solve. We are a non-custodian platform, so we don't take any money or any cryptocurrency. So people have the chance to connect their stable coins with our vaults, and generate additional yield for their stable coins. Yeah, so principle, that's not a new idea. We're just trying to make it regulated and more institutionalized for institutional investors. Yeah, so that really they have You have 2 parts of investor. The first one is who has maybe already a wallet, like let's say BlackRock, so the big ones. Unfortunately, they're a customer with us. I would be very happy, but unfortunately not. So, and they have wallets, and of course it's like gold. So we tokenize gold and other projects, but if you have stable tokens in your wallet and you cannot stake it, it's like gold just in a dresser. You can't do really much on it.
So you just, instead of just keeping there your money sitting doing nothing,
Yeah, exactly. We're offering them between 10 to 20% per year. It's safe. Yeah, it's low risk.
That's massive.
Market neutral strategy is much better as sitting just in a wallet. Yeah,
It's better than bonds, right? It's better than everything in the market right now.
Of course, it's better than bonds, but it's very active management on the strategies, because, and this is what we see, and thanks God, we have the capacity in the team in GLT. We have like 10 people sitting there on IT. We just increased it, who really continuously working on our strategies, because some tokens, as I said, you cannot really stake them. You cannot scale them up. So the amount which you invest is a small one, and you always have to file something on the background to make this running.
Literally, in the back end, this is an algorithm running, right?
Yes. So we have we have automated strategies.
It's a SaaS model at the end, right?
The platform is outed, the strategy is outed, so everything is outed to give investors to feel comfortable. Yeah. So on the other side, you have investors which don't have any allocation in digital currencies. Let's put it on this way, or digital allocation. And for these people, we're also trying to build products. Yeah, that they have a normal fiat on off ramp. They have. They're principally not investing in digital currencies. They invest in equity. The equity gets invested then in DeFi companies, which are invested principally on the DeFi market. Yeah. So, but for them, it's the same.
Try to diversify this portfolio of investments, right? Like, okay, the investment is one part. You can just continue doing that, or if you are already fed up with running after successful projects in the crypto space, this is another way of deploying your capital. Yeah,
and this is, if you ask me, okay, what shall I do? Yeah, to increase my wealth, let's say, yes. So then that's at least two opportunities, for short and midterm investors, which are fiat investors, professional investors, or which are already invested in stable coins. Why stable coins? Because principally a lot of institutional investors, they don't know what to do with their money, and they are afraid losing it. Yeah, because the crypto market, we have high volatilities, as he said, for example, in BTC, if we compare it on a yearly scale. But if you compare it on a, let's say, 10 or 20-year scale, also BTC is not so long existing, but on a longer scale, you see it always went up. So if you ask me, Oliver von Wolff, so of course I believe BTC will be at 1 million one point. I'm invested also in BTC. But it's not what I can explain to institutional investors. So I have to say, look, this is a product, it's regulated, it's market neutral strategy or whatever, and you can scale it. And this makes him feel comfortable principally, and this is for what we're looking for.
Yes, I got it.
Can I go Gustavo, back to that?
No, I want to ask you a different question because I have questions for you, gentlemen, and I want to cover this part. This is one thing, okay? Investments, the basic ones, the main one, right? Like just invest in team, in project. Okay, seed, private, doesn't matter the stage, but this one way. Another way is to through all these algorithms, softwares that been developed by experts. They know what they are doing. You can deploy your capital for 10 to 15, 20% on yearly basis, which is unbelievable, successful.
Okay, if it's algo trading with 15 to 20%, I wouldn't put my money in because this is too less.
Well, that's a personal evaluation, too less or too more. But anyway, it's a successful one. I want you to tell me another way of monetizing the market right now.
There's plenty of ways of. You're talking about the crypto markets, no?
Yeah, we talk about crypto.
Discretionary trading, right? Which is the old way of doing it. That is working very well right now. Our teams in our company are trading for clients, as Oliver said, in a very professional way, and the delivery in the markets has been almost constant between 50 and 100% per year, which is if you think about it, it's a tremendous amount of money compared to what I used to give my clients
Exactly.
as the
Yes.
CEO of a
yes.
bank. I will give
Yeah.
them 4%,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It hasn't changed, by the way. And I
Yeah.
will tell them that if I give them 5, it's because I'm risking their money terribly. So in the crypto markets, if you do a professional job and you have the right teams, and to be honest, you don't need to be all that clever, all right? Because the markets read themselves. You are reaching between 50 and 100 on a regular basis. Of course, I'm discounting the specific crashes of the markets. I'm just saying on normal growth.
Overall,
Yeah,
at
yeah,
the
yeah.
end of the
Yeah,
year,
50
you'll be in this
you
position.
can deliver
Yeah.
50 to 100 to your clients without major problems by doing discretionary trading. But I do want to go back to Helion Edge because it's important. It has
Please.
to do with
Yes.
the way of making money. You were asking how to make money. The product that they have, that they've created, I'm only an advisor to their project. I'm my own company, but I'm an advisor to Helion Edge, is a long-short algo at the end of the day, if you want to define it. But the thing is the following. You do need that in the crypto markets because with the type of volatility we have, you can not only have like a long algorithm that they exist, all right? But they only work on bull run markets, and we don't have a bull run market every day, all right?
Of course.
So another way of making money
I mean,
is
unfortunately.
because you're asking for that. Another way of making money is investing in Helion Edge that has that specific product that can basically covers the upside of the market and the low side of the market. Something that a discretionary trader will do anyway, but this is in an automatic way, all right, in an algo way. So there you have two ways in which it's done. Again, if it's done professionally, such as Helion Edge, it's actually a fantastic way of investing your
Yeah, that's
money.
important because actually it's the same principle, right?
Yeah,
Like
doing
when you
Luna
want to
crash.
invest,
Yeah, doing Luna crash, FTX crash, we made with our strategy still like between 18 and 20%.
Yeah.
We made more than today because the volatility was high on the market. And that's exactly what Gustavo said. Yeah, we have automated platforms. We're working on AI, portfolio theory as well. But we are still, I don't want to say far away. We have our ideas. We're working on it. Yeah. And that's the reason why we do the next fundraising round, because we want to develop more in this direction. But yes, so I mean, that's beside pure speculation, something more sophisticated, let's say. Yeah.
well, I use the very accurate word to describe
no, please
you.
let me know. Come on.
to describe you, sophisticated investors, right? This is
Yeah.
who we are in the back end, because it's obvious that you know exactly what's going on, and that was the reason I invited you today. Yes, please tell me more about the Helion Edge. Actually, what's okay? I got it. So in terms of return of investment, you're sitting around 10 to 20%. Okay.
Yes.
In overall, like by the end of the year, you'll be in this range of profitability.
No, actually, we have at the moment we have 4 launched world strategies. They make between 8 to 15% per annum. Yeah. Because at the moment we all have let's say less volatility on the market. Yeah, so that's the reason why it's less than when it's a lot of.
So then the algorithm will perform
yes,
less.
market neutral strategies.
The
So market neutral strategies, they never have a very high yield. Yeah, so we are really trying to be balanced because we want to have we are the saving books of people. So we have to be. Have to lower the risk, yeah, and have to feel people comfortable.
What's more important to you, to make profit or not to lose the money?
Both, if possible.
Yeah, but you know it's not possible both.
No, that's not true. Mathematically, the chance is always higher
Either
than
you're
the risk.
profitable or you lose.
No,
Or
mathematically,
okay, you
the
can be
chances
break even. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the chance is always higher than the risk. So let's take the gap between the change and the risk. Yes.
Gustavo, for you, what's more important? You want to make money, or first you don't want to lose the customer's money, your client's money?
If you're talking about the crypto markets,
Yes, we are in the
both
crypto
are
space.
possible. All right, they live together. These two variables that you mentioned. Again,
I mean, I want you to have this scenario.
Yeah.
I'm your client.
yeah,
Okay, we signed the contract 1 year ago, And now I come to your office and say, hi, Gustavo, let's have a coffee, right, to follow up. Is by end of the year right now.
What is my money
And you
doing?
say, you know, Danny, I was super successful. I didn't lose any money.
Yeah, I know
how is that?
what you're hinting at, but the conversation doesn't happen that way with an investor. It happens a different way. The conversation first will happen in terms of some sort of time horizon. So you will you want to sign a contract with me. I'll tell you, listen, we are doing this in 12 months. That is our time horizon.
Yes.
In 12 months, we can show you that over the last, in the case of our company, since 2017, basically only 1 year we've been negative. 1 year, since 2017 to this year. So I can show you a track record, and I'll say to you, this track record is what we feel in a reasonable way that we can accomplish. And that will be the conversation we'll have. So and this is the reason why probably it's the same case with Helion Edge and as it is with ourselves. We don't necessarily speak to the clients every day, because if you speak to the clients every day, they will be either yelling at you on the phone and saying the markets are crashing, or they will be inviting you for the next champagne drink because the markets are doing great. And we're not in that situation. We're in a situation where we want is after a certain time scenario, which in our case is 12 months, we want to be positive. So we want to make money and save money.
You need time.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll come back to the saving of it. I always say, in our case, for instance, and people really ask me, why is that we do this? When we reach 100% return investment for our clients, during that period of time, we stop trading. We go back to a stable coin, as Oliver was saying. Why is
enough is enough?
Because you don't need more than that. And I think that one of the biggest problems of the crypto markets is that people that you were describing before that made so much money in the past, they got greedy, terribly greedy.
Yes.
I mean, what else do you want more than 100% per year? Or even in the case of Helion Edge, when he's saying that anywhere between 15 and 20% is fantastic.
Yeah, of course, when we talk big money, this 20% is gigantic.
Think about the fact that Oliver will deliver 20%.
I'm coming back to
and the bank will give you 4%. Where are you going to go? You're going to invest in Oliver, obviously. You know, it's just
no, but this is very important. This is what you just mentioned right now. It's crucial even. Like once you reach a certain level, when you are already profitable, like don't just take your profit. Take your profit. Okay, if you want to do further bets, you can just take just 10%. But be sure you mark the profit, because once you are profitable in this market, you are literally part of 1% club. You are part of the club of these two gentlemen that they know what they're doing, and that's why you are successful. Because with this kind of financial mentality, to say like that, just stop when you're profitable, mark the profit, and then you are good. That's gigantic. A big lesson today.
I would
Yes,
like to
please.
add one more thing. By Helion Edge, we have the capacity and we have the people know-how. And we just launched the 4 strategies, the market neutral strategies. We have like approximately 30 other strategies which we have running on a test level, let's say, with smaller amounts. And this is algo trading what we're doing there. And we have even like strategies with 18,000%. But they're never coming to the market, because just what you have in a test world working, it's not working on a real market.
It's not scalable.
Exactly, it's not scalable.
To put it in the product level,
Exactly.
yeah.
So if you come from an like asset management or portfolio background, you know there are like, I don't know, maybe 40, 50, 60 trading strategies which you principal can Google. Yeah, and you find a lot of these strategies are used by this genius people trying to sell their strategies just with some adjustments to crypto. Yeah, so this is not for what we're looking for. Yeah, so it means, what I want to say is, we are able to building the strategies for people in a white labeling, but we would never go with this to our investors and say, look, we have here something, with 18,000% per year, because
Yeah,
it's
of
not
course,
scale-
that
it
will
doesn't
be
work.
unrealistic one.
Yeah, it's unrealistic world, and on a way, I think what Gustavo said.
I mean, it
Just
will work
covering
for
by 100% is great. I mean, how much else you want? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
and-
It will work for a taxi driver to onboard him to
yeah,
take
you
his
also have
money,
to
but
understand.
not
You
for big
know,
boys.
2021, I met a lot of people who took loans to invest in crypto,
Yeah,
and the principle they lost, and they still have loans maybe or whatever.
that's the
So-
beauty of the market.
Yeah, that's a maybe. Yeah. So,
But I want to
the
ask
other
you
side,
one
yeah.
thing, because I like to call you a sophisticated investor, which you are. Why you are different? Because in the same time, you are aware that a lot of products like this, like Helion Edge, who does this, they develop, and I know other models, they are literally super successful as well. But how do you position this to be different? Why people they need to choose you instead of other solutions?
well, look.
Why you are particular? What's unique?
Look, unique on us is that we are a professional team. We have experience. We have hedge funds in our team. We have AI people. Yeah, we have IT people who can build this. We have DeFi people. We have crypto people. It's never me. You know, I'm just, let's say, kind of presenting, I don't know, 20 or 25 people who are working on this. So it's never my success principle. And this is always what I'm saying. I'm only so good as my team is. Yeah. So and
Nice.
this is the part. Yeah. So, and I think this is something where people should look into it. I mean, and this is coming back to the beginning of our conversation, is if you don't have any references, if you have unregulated market, then please have a look who stays on the market a long time. I mean, that's the same. Let's say if you go to Dara and you want to buy a Rolex. Yeah, and then someone outside says, how you can go to this shop and buy a Rolex? Yeah, who you know that's not a fake. Yeah, everyone is selling you fake Rolexes. And then I say, look, this guy is 30 years here. If he would sell me one fake watch, he never would be here. They would take him out. So, and that's the same with the crypto. So how do you know someone is serious and know what he's doing? It's principally how long he stays on the market. So, and this is something where I'm looking for it, you know, all markets, it's like a relationship, only works with trust. If people don't trust, then there's no market principle existing. Yeah, and that's the reason why the team, in my opinion, is so important. And also, like, very often I say, look, I have to wait for this or this person to explain this more detail because I don't know it. He's much more specialized in this. He knows better than me, and that's okay. So no one is perfect. And if someone says, look, I don't know, it's my team, it's a good sign that he knows his limits. If someone sits on a podium's discussion and thinks he's the new genius because he had luck, let's say, or something like this, I wouldn't give him not even 1 single cent. Yeah, so I think that makes us unique, and it's the same by Carter Capital. They have professional people with a provable track record where you can ask and they can show, look, I worked here, I did that, yeah, and it's not so, okay, I don't know who I was before, but now I'm rich. Yeah, so I think that's just like, and this is for me who I would look for to invest money in. Yeah,
definitely, it's a legit proof. Like you just need to look at the survivors, and if they are survivor, it means they know how to adjust quickly, understand the market.
I can give you a bit of context from a user, right?
Please.
We are,
and then I have a concrete question.
Carter Capital is really a user of products such as the one that Oliver and Helion Edge have. And in reality, you're correct. There are hundreds of products of this type in the market.
Exactly,
but the majority of them are, unfortunately, being proposed or run by kids that have zero financial experience. Literally zero. I know many of them. So when you were asking why Helion Edge and not another one, and correctly so, Oliver mentioned the professional team they have. But it is truly a USP in this market. And the reason why is a truly USP in this market is because there are no barriers to entry in the crypto markets. The three of us could sit down here, have a coffee afterwards, and just create a fund and put it in the market because there are no barriers to entry, mostly because we're in a very unregulated market.
That's a great idea.
So when Oliver said, we are a professional team. That's what he means specifically.
Yeah.
So that's why you go there and not somewhere else. What's your question?
Absolutely. I mean, like, this is the rule number one. Whatever you want to do, what in any way in your aspect, in your life aspect, do you want to lose weight? Go and talk to a personal trainer first. Go to the nutrition guy first, because they know, they've been in your shoes. At least they know your journey exactly. They will guide you through the right path. And when you guys understand that you are building on the right path, the efficiency is way higher than wasting time just finding the same solution after 1 year, which you can have it right now, today. My question for you, Gustavo, is I have $10,000. I want to I want to invest in the crypto industry right now. What would be your advice?
Put them in Helion Edge immediately. Very simple. I mean, if you're looking
don't buy AI token, don't buy
First of all,
gaming, don't buy...
I said this before.
Yeah.
Do nothing on your own.
Okay.
Zero, all right? Okay. I know. You understand the markets. We are in the same business, but assuming you don't and you have $10,000, you go see a professional.
Yeah, for people are watching right now.
You go see a professional such as Oliver and Helion Edge and say, here's my money. Can you manage it for me? And what they will do it, they will, as he was explaining, they'll do it professionally, and they will give you a yield which will be reasonable for the markets. And it will certainly be way above if you benchmark it with traditional banking yields. That's the thing, because your alternative
for sure, yes,
will be a traditional product, right, in a bank or in a financial institution.
Yeah.
But you go to Helion Edge. That's what I'll do. It's very, very simple.
Okay, but how do you deal with this mentality of being impatient, right? Because if I go, okay, sounds good, but it's just only $10,000, and that's 20% is just $2,000 per year. I won't get rich fast with this money. I want to get rich fast.
I can give you the answer. Yeah,
yes, please.
Simple. When you go to a professional firm such as Helion Edge, they will sit down with you, right? And they will give you a logic going forward in terms of the investment, and particularly a logic of timing, all right? So that will decrease your anxiety factor by 99%, all right? See, the thing in the world...
You will be back to earth in 5 minutes.
The thing in the world is that if you explain it in advance, it's okay.
Yeah.
The problem we have in the investment world is that most kids with zero experience in finance that are proposing you something are not explaining you anything, right? They say, give me $10,000 and I'll make you 10,000 times your money. Great, fantastic. But you don't know what's behind. You know nothing about it.
Sometimes you don't care even. Like, if they are able to provide you this
if you don't care, this is great. That means that you're ready to lose all your money.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in the case of Helion Edge, Helion will propose you something that gives you reasonable assurances that you're going to be making money, or as you very well said, that you're going to be saving your money. As Oliver said, is a savings account, no?
Yes, absolutely. Right. Because from my perspective, how I see it, let's say I have money, right? I have a $1 million capital to be deployed as for investments, right? If I have 5 guys, they will be trying to make money for me with this capital. But this is just like small bets, right? I'm giving 10% to this management, 10% to this management. They keep trying. If one of them is winning and the other 4, they just don't lose my money, I'm still very fine. Because it's just me, the ability to take small bets all the time without losing anything, right?
Well, I think you should at least cover the inflation rate to keep the value of your money. Yeah, and I mean, it's completely okay, but if you have already 1 million, it's a different discussion because you're a professional investor. 1 million is different to 10,000. Yeah, if someone comes and says, look, I have 10,000, that's all what I have. It's a different discussion. If someone comes to you, look, I have now 10,000 and I want to get rich. Yeah, so it's just a different discussion. So it's a different risk class, let's say, where the customer is. And I think, to be honest, I mean, I always have to think, just maybe as a very short example. I had a taxi driver, This was 2021 or 2000, and I don't know, but he knew my name and said, "In what shall I invest?" And he was so proud to show me his wallet, and he had like, I don't know, very little portfolio of different tokens inside. Altogether, I don't know, maybe $1,500 or something. Yeah, so I mean, this guy.
Do
really,
you remember the tokens?
No,
Like,
this I don't remember
okay.
anymore. But you know, I mean, for this taxi driver, $1,500 was, I'm sure, was a lot of money. Yeah,
course,
so
yeah.
that's a different conversation with him. As someone comes, look, I don't know, I have 100 million, 1 million. I wanna set in, let's say, 500,000, a low risk market neutral strategy.
Of course,
yeah. And 500,000, let's diversify it in 3 or 4 strategies. Yeah. With a higher yield, and then of course, if like 2 or 3 working, then you're already like in a big plus. So that's a completely different discussion. So
Yeah.
and that's the reason I think this is what Gustavo also mean. You know, it's I think you should be. Of course, we all want to be rich, yeah, but not rich if you ruin other people's life. And this I just and that's. At least from my side, you need to have ethic skills, and it's not only just about making money; it's also about ethic skills. And I think that's sometimes even more important as really making than 99 or 100% at the end of the day. Yeah, but you have to be fair to people who coming to you and giving them, I don't want to say advice, or at least helping them to invest their money or something like this.
Yeah, at the end, I think you just need to be honest. You need to tell to people straight away the frankly truth, right? Like, this is the market. This is where where your money will sitting, right? Like, this is how we play. If you agree, understand the risk. And you mentioned very clearly that if you have just $10,000, okay, it might be the 1 trillion of BlackRock is your $10,000 because this is the money, how it goes. But the thing is, you can't make $1 million in 1 year with $10,000. Is not a realistic scenario, right? Like, you need to understand your stage and what can be done at your stage. Like Gustavo likes to mention.
I'll correct you there. You can
Please.
make $1 million with $10,000, but what
I
you're
mean,
doing,
absolutely,
but what you're doing
it's
is
possible.
You're risking
It's possible, but
your life, right?
it's
You're risking everything. So your 10,000 will disappear probably. The most likely scenario is always. But if the markets turn right in the cryptos, you can do that with some sort of meme coin or whatever.
Yeah.
But you need to be lucky there. And luck is very different than professional advice, all right?
Yes.
You always need luck, all right? But 90% of that is the professional advice you get first. But I go back to what you said before, and I said it as well. You first explain to your client, as Oliver was saying. You explain to your client. You're extremely transparent and very ethical. I like the word he used because it's very true. In this world where there are no barriers to entry, as you know, we've been questioned. This market has been questioned in ethics, and rightly so. So if you're honest, ethical, tell the way it is, probably show your track record going backwards.
Yes.
Then the client has a reasonable expectation of what can happen without promising ever 100% success, because it doesn't exist, right?
Yeah, it's always the business relationship behind, and it's always a matter of building that trust over time, right? I just wanted to wrap it up for today because obviously we are limited by time. Please, Oli, tell to people where they can find you, where you are most active, on which platform.
They can find me where they could find me the last.
I mean,
the last
in
2
the
or 3
online space.
years.
In the online space.
Yes, so, we have the office in the Busch-Daman Tower. Everyone is welcome of coming there for coffee. Yeah. Or
What's
just
your LinkedIn profile? How they can find you if they want to shoot?
No, it's my name. So I'm completely authentic, let's say. So my Instagram, my LinkedIn, it's all my name. And
okay,
that's
perfect.
me.
Anyway,
There's
guys, you'll find all the links in
Yes.
the description.
Yes.
Mr. Gustavo Montero.
Where they can find me? Well, as Oliver said, the same place in the last few years.
Yeah.
Cartercapital.io, that's the website. And then my name, Gustavo A. Montero, is my LinkedIn name. But mostly, as I said here, today I'm assisting and helping Oliver with Helion Edge. I'm an advisor to their operations, and I think that they're doing a fantastic job. So even if they come through me, I can direct them to Helion Edge,
Yes.
because these two firms are really very complementary. They're doing things that work for each other and very
Yeah,
positive.
this is another powerful aspect that is not is always a matter of this interconnected ecosystem where you can be, of course, super successful and professional everything, but is always a matter of another big opportunity together with another big ecosystem, solid as Carter Capital. I know you guys for a long term, and I've been attending your events, outstanding events.
Sure.
And again, thank you very much for coming today. I appreciate, gentlemen, your presence. And thank you guys for watching. See you again on the next one. Thank you very much.